What I've got is on sheet 3, I've got a very similar table of numbers. This is essentially the same stuff, just with hard-coded values in here. What I want to just go over with is some other ways that we can do some formatting and coloring here. Let's go ahead and click and drag all of this. And I want to go up to the Styles section here on the Home tab. Over on the right, we've got Cell Styles. This is a very convenient addition to 2007 because what it gives us is a way to be kind of consistent and change multiple things at the same time. So we have like a style that is applied to the cells, not just changing the color and changing the font and all that kind of stuff. And a really nice feature of this is that you get previews. So if you hover over normal, nothing happens because that's the way it normally is. But if you hover over bad, then it shows you the changes that it made. So it kind of colorized the fill background and it changed the text color to a dark red. Same thing applies with good and neutral. So it's changing multiple things, not just the color. You can also change the general layout. This is even changing the borders. Okay, so it's changing the fill color, the text color, and putting borders around it. Okay, so lots of different options here for styles. If you want to just change the text itself. Okay, now this is convenient because if you're working on a spreadsheet, one of the biggest things is consistency. You want to make things look consistent. And if you're, doing a lot of titles, you can actually change the, you can change the setup of this title sample, for example, and it'll use whatever you want to use. But that way, whenever you go in, let's say I wanted to highlight this right here and control click and highlight these numbers here, go to styles and make them titles. Okay, now all my text that has that style applied to it looks the same. So if I create something else, I can use that same style and all of my spreadsheets are going to be consistent. Now let's go ahead and go back up again. Now we'll go to the themed cell styles. This changes the font, it changes the size, it changes the fill color and the font color. So this is something that can be applied again to make things, uniform and consistent. And they have some pretty nice themes set up. So for example, let's go ahead and select these again. I'll go to Cell Styles and let's do like the dark blue. And then we can go through here and do the light blue. Okay, looks nice together, looks very consistent. We could even take it down to that one. Okay, so a very nice way to do things. Get a very professional looking spreadsheet fairly quickly. And again, that's with Cell Styles. Now, in addition to this, we have Format as Table. And this is a pretty unique option because this does a whole bunch of stuff that at the same time that really, might take you a long time to do yourself. But this is where you're going to see that I need to be able to go in there and adjust some things manually because they might not have the exact type of table that you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one because it has, it emphasizes the top there. And we're specifying the range. It defaults to the selection that we made. And this is going to do a lot of weird things here that we'll talk about later on. But you can see the basic of what it does. It changes the formatting of everything. Okay, the text, the fill color, borders, borderline colors, everything. Now, this is a good opportunity for me to mention something to you. Excel, with the ribbon and a lot of the programming that they've done here, Excel is very smart. Whenever you make a selection that is pertinent to something, you're going to see the ribbon change. For example, I have formatted this as a table. And now if I click and drag and select it again, watch what happens to the ribbon. It totally changes. And in fact, this Design tab is brand new. It wasn't even there before. That's because, again, whenever you select something like this, if it's context sensitive, Excel will throw in an extra tab there that is pertinent to that specific object that you've selected. Now here we can just, go through here, change. We get the same option to change all these styles. Okay, and let's go ahead and escape out of that. And in fact, what I will do is Control Z all the way back to this point right here. Now, this is not something that you have to do. I just wanted to show you that there are some automatic tools. Again, my favorite is Cell Styles. You can go in there real quick, easy, pick something. You know, they coordinate really nice together. They're themed, basically. You can also do some formatting like currency, percentages. Okay, a lot of nice features here. Let's go ahead. We'll leave it set to 40%. And in our next exercise, we'll go ahead and delve into functions a little bit more and do some kind of like programming.